Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Islands of Insight. I'm Key of W. I have always been Key of W. Don't let anyone tell you that I've not been Key of W. So we just finished a bunch of puzzles that are directly behind me. But when I turn around, they'll all be back. That's because this is one of those sections that's not quite hub puzzles, not quite static puzzles. There will always be logic grids here, but they load from a different set. They're not quite randomized, and every time you load the game, they change. So I think I'd like to do these puzzles and then head to one other area maybe today. Yeah, let's do these puzzles. Because they're right here. All numbers are off by 1. So I could do this. Could do that. That's no fun. Well, these could be the same thing. These could be the same thing, but these are different. So if I did this, we would be forced to come down here, and then there. We would be forced to come out here. I'm just guessing at this point, I actually don't know. This would overload. This would overload. This is fine. This would be, we're in trouble there. So this is not black, this is that. Hold on. No, I think I was right the first time. If this is a white cell, that has to be a black cell, which means this has to be a white cell as well. But then how does this 4 go anywhere? These are going to be problems. So this is, in fact, black. Okay, I must have guessed wrong somewhere. This will overload. This has to be at least, this has to be exactly 3. This has to be exactly 4. This can be 4, this would overload. This is wrong, so this has to be 4 here. This has to be a black cell. Really? Because this doesn't work with anything. These... Let's start somewhere else. Let's start with this. If this is here, we would force this move. This would have to be black because we couldn't connect them because it would overload. Which means these... Okay, so this has to be a white cell. Let's start with that. This can be a white cell, but then we would have to do this. If I'm just assuming things. Hold on. Let's make that a black. Let's make that a black cell as well. We could do this and make a 4, right? This can be a 2. That can be a 3. This is fine. So this side right here is fine as it is. That has to be a light cell. That has to be a light cell. Oh, I see what I was doing. All this time, I thought the 3 had to be a 4. The 3 could also be a 2. I'm going to save those 3 stars for a minute, since this 1-star puzzle is apparently too hard for me. Oh dear. Okay, we got to make a snake. Connect all dark cells. That's all we know. So these all have to be white. That's what we know for sure. If I bring this through here, the 5 will have to hit this square. If I bring this through here, the 5 is gonna... Yeah, this has to go through here. So this... No, it could be there. It could be... Yeah. This has to have something come in. This will make 5. Yeah, this will make 5. That's what we gotta do. There's no way it comes in through here, because if it came in anywhere through here, the 11 would be blocked, so it has to ignore that section. So it's going to be like this. Then it's going to come through here. So these are guaranteed. This has to be because we can't make branching paths on a snake. It's going to be here. Either way, this has to be a light cell, and so does this, and that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 has to at least go that far. This can't be. So this can't, and that can't. That's 9. One more of these, it's that one. Okay, how about that has to be, that can't be a black cell. How do I make, I could do this, and then the 11 is set. Yeah, and then here I need to bring it around like so, and I think we're good. This is a neat puzzle. I like that. There's a lot of 3-star puzzles here. Oh, come on. 1 symbol per dark area, 1 symbol per light area. So every single cell is going to connect to a galaxy. Well, these cannot be the same ones. That has to be a light cell. That's got to be a light cell. So does that. That has to be a light cell. That has to be a light cell. That means this is also a light cell. This has to be light, which means that is light. That has to be like that, which means that is done. Okay. It's a start. Where do we go from here? This could be light, this could be dark. How about over here? This can't connect there. Chances... Okay, if this is a dark cell, then that's a dark cell as well. So that has to be light, which is going to block these. Like so. It's going to make this. This has to connect in some way. So these are finished. That's finished. Okay. These cannot connect to each other. Oops. That has to not connect, so those have to be like this. That has to connect. Okay, this is gonna go to somebody, but not sure where yet. Okay. This could go. This has to come out and connect to someone. The only thing to connect to is that. This would be a problem, so this is done, and that means this is connected like so. That's got to be a dark cell. Yes, this isn't necessarily hard, but it is just going to take some time. This is possible. That is not. Okay. There we go. Let's see. This, maybe? If it's here, it connects all the way up there. But that is possible, though. I don't know for sure yet. I could have this. I could also do this. Not 100% sure which is correct. That has to be the case. If this is dark, then where's this light connecting is the question. So I think this is light. Yeah, because then we have an issue there. So I think that's just going to be light. I think these have to be all light, because what is going to get into this corner? Like if I made this a dark cell, it wouldn't be connected there. We'd have an issue here with like what connects to that. So I think this is what we have, which means we have this as well. We could connect this way. Or no, we have to. We have to in fact block that off. That's how that is going to go. Pretty sure this is all correct so far. Yeah, that is how this is going to be. So far, so good. This can be like so. Okay. I think this what that's going to be. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. So far, so good. That's it. Fun puzzle. Let's hold off on the 3 stars for a bit. Don't make squares. Connect all dark cells. So these are probably light cells. Yeah. But these are light cells, because all the dark cells need to be connected, so they're one unit. So if this is a light cell, we're going to overload. So this has to be a dark cell, and it has to do something like this. So it can go... it can't be here, because then we would... It just can't be there. Yeah, so this is how it goes. It goes to the 12s. That feels really wrong. Because then I'm gonna have a ton of this with no black cells. Okay, let's try this again. This has to be white. If it's black, we're gonna be in trouble. This has to be... This can't be white because it can't connect there, and then it can't connect there. So this is a black cell. Has to go at least this far. Now, if this... Oh, I'm so dumb. I looked at this and thought you can't make a... It has to be a snake pattern. It doesn't have to be a snake pattern. It just can't be a square. So it's not going to be this. In fact, if this is what this is, we would have go through the 12. So I don't want it to go through the 12. I want it to either go this way. This is possible, but it's not going to be here. That's going to be like this. No, none of this. So white there. The 12, probably another... These probably connected to each other rather than separate things. Let's see. If this is that, if this is that... Whatever the case, the furthest it can go out, 5... It can do this. Oops, wrong button. It could also be a... If this is a white cell, it can't go this far. It could be a white cell. Then the trouble is, this is a white cell. So there's no way this is white. This is a black cell, which means it can only go... It can do this. So it has to go up those 3. It could go to here. So it has to go that far out. Has to go that far out. Okay, so this is where it has to go. No. Now we have a problem, because now this 12 is locked in. So I am missing something. Maybe it is a white cell. Maybe, hold on. Maybe something like this, because that way this can come around. I think that's what we're dealing. I think we're dealing with a white cell here. So no matter what, it has to move that far up here, which means I think it has to move this far, at least. Which means that has to be a dark cell. This is going to make the 12 problematic, I guess. If this is a light cell, it now has to do that. So this has to go... no, okay. Maybe I should look over here. whatever cell this is, it can't go that far. It has to go out this far, at least. So is there a way to get 9? This is how to do it. Which means this. This will have to come through here. Let's see. This... Well, if this is a light cell, we're going to way overload this 12. So this is going to be a dark cell. And if I fill it here, it does have to come out one space this way. It does, in fact, have to connect here. 4, 10. We don't want squares, so one of these two is... this has to be a light cell. No squares. If this is a 4, we would have to... Or, sorry, if this is a 4, it is a 4. If this is a light cell, we would block this in. So it has to be a dark cell. It can't be here because it will always overload. So this is now the 12. The light cells don't need to be connected, so I can do this all I want. I can also do this. Well, the 7 is done, so yeah, that is in fact what is going to happen. If this is a light cell, we'd have to go up 1. Yep. I kind of enjoyed that, even though it was kicking my butt. Area numbers, so all we have are area numbers. So far, so good. How do I go from here? Well, if we assume this is a dark cell, this is totally fine. Actually, no matter what we do... this can't be a light cell. Where's this 3 going to go? So that is, in fact, a dark cell. This is a required bit. I wonder what this will do. Maybe it has to do with what that 5 is. This can't be a light cell. That's dark. So this 5 this has to connect in this way. There it is. Was not too bad. No dominoes in black, and then a bunch of other rules. That's done. That can't connect there. These have to be light cells because of the domino rule. We don't have to connect all cells of any color. This is seeing 8 cells, so it's going to be complete. That would overload it, so it has to go this way. What about this guy? I don't know. I don't know what that one is yet. Oh, it's going to be based on this, isn't it? This is fine, that's fine. Don't know. Duh. You don't want to overload the 2, so we're going to do this. Okay, that square is mostly done. How about... Well, this can't be it because it would be a problem. This can't be it, would be a problem. This is the closest it can be. In fact, actually, this does have to be a dark cell because if it's this one way up here, and there's not enough room over there, so we have to have it like so. That has to be a light cell. We could do this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's this. Yeah, 2 spaces in between. These have to be light cells. One of these 2. Those have to be light cells. That's got to be a light cell. We have to have those be light cells. Actually, all those have to be light cells, which means this has to be a light cell, otherwise we'd have a problem, which means this is a dark cell? Maybe. Depends how far away a dark cell appears here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 light cells can be the max. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this would be a problem. So there could be a dark cell here or there. This is fine. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces away. If that was it, 3, 4, 5, 6, we'd only have dark cells up here. Maybe possible. Let's look where this 9's gonna go. It's gonna connect to here. Also in here. So I'm gonna... Oh, hold on. If we did this, if we did this, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we'd have to have 2, right? No, we'd have to go all the way up there, which would connect the 6 and the 9. So this dark cell has to be one of these two. Could be this or that. If it was here, we would force this to be a white cell. Whereas if it was this one, we could still make a dark cell here. Don't know yet for sure on that one. 1, 2. Have them all up there. This is possible. Still a lot of room for this 9. We just don't want to connect to 6, right? How would I block? So I can block 3 this way. Like I can do this. And then I could make these. I could do it like this. Why would I not do this? I see. This has to be a dark cell. Which means this is how you solve it. Interesting puzzle. That one felt very unusual, even though it had a lot of stuff we've seen before. Oh, 5 stars. Do I really want to do that? Maybe. Tiles remaining, 17. Exactly 1 symbol per dark and light area. I can do most of this? Well, let me look at the size. I have 12, 12, that makes 24. I have 25 spaces here, right? So the A can't connect to anything, right? 12 plus 12 is 24, 5 by 5 is 25. So this has to be like that. These have to connect, and then it's going to connect to the 12. This has to connect to that 12. That has to connect to that one. Right? Doesn't that make sense? This has to be the lonely thing. That has to be... I think these have to be... That one is. Why is that one not a dark... I guess the dark square can't reach it. Okay. Underclued, my favorite. Well, these both can't be dark, so these are the dark cells. These can both be light. They can't both be dark. But they can do something like that. Well, how far could... 4, 5, 6, 7. That could go down that far. Also go that far. Like, I can... If I did something like this, what would that prove? 3 would have to be like this. Or this. Wouldn't really prove anything. Well, this can't go both directions. So it's either going to go all the way out here or all the way out there. What does that tell me? All the way out here. It means both of these can't be light cells. But it doesn't tell me what the other one is. If we take it the other side, what else do we get from this? So I think it's going to just be this. Yep. Man, I'm so bad at underclued grids. Don't make... Oh, come on. Connect all dark cells. Can't do that. Isn't this it? I guess. More underclued? No, what's it? Dominoes. Well, if I have this, I'd have this, and I would have these ones set. Right? Those ones would be set. This would set these. Oh. I don't know about that. Well, this is doing something, I think. We have this. What does it do? But basically we have to do something like this, which is completely interchangeable here. Oh, connect all light cells. So this would require this to be a light cell. So whichever position here, it's got to swap. So no matter what, these are light cells. Right? Because if I do this, that's a light cell from here. But if I do this, this is the dark cell, so that's a light cell. Those have to connect, because all light cells connect. Light cells connect? No, that's fine. Still 4 more tiles I can get. It's not these, is it? I guess it is those. Okay, we want to do the worst underclued grid ever. Here we go. Are you serious? We can get 3 tiles from this? Connect all light cells, connect all dark cells. What? So we don't want to make a square, so there's at least 1 dark cell here. Well, if this is a dark cell, we have to have light cells here, here, one of those 2 each, right? So if we had this, we'd have to do like that, right? Do whatever we want over here. But if this is a light cell, how on earth am I supposed to know what the heck this would be? So the squares is the sort of way to think about it. Well, the thing is, if any of these edge pieces have to be something, it's going to tell me more. If this had to be a light cell, for instance, we would have all of these because of the connect all light and dark cells rules. Therefore, none of these pieces can be included in the solution. This one, however, can. So it could be something like these. If this, yeah, this would force that. If it was this, yeah, actually. I don't know. Let's see. I am right with this. Well, these edge pieces depends on the edge. Yeah, it would have to be. If I knew it, I would know every single one. And then like this would fill all of them in. This could be either. Unless there's no solution that has this be a yellow square, for instance, or a yellow or white square, for instance. Like this solution, could you make a solution if I made that square white? It looks like I can. Probably could if I did that square as a white. Maybe that's where we see this coming in. Is this can't be. This could be light, but maybe that has to be a dark cell. Because this would make a solution, right? So I think this has to be a dark cell. That has to be a light cell? No, I might take foresight on this. There's just nothing here I can see. I think in order to make the sort of like rows kind of parity that I want to see, it could be like this. No. That's that. If I did this, I'll tell you what, the foresight, what's going to do is it's going to tell me to look. It's going to say that I can gauge from this tile. But I do it with a dark cell here. I think this isn't going to be right. Like I want to have this be light. I really, really don't know on this one. Alright, I'm gonna skip it because I don't want to spend all day on it. And I'm gonna head over here. No breaks, connect all light cells, and no snaky sort of thing. This is a problem because then it would block the 3 off, so that has to be a dark cell. The 3s might be the dead end. that would be it, because I can't really do anything. So these are our dead ends. This will be a problem. This is a problem. How do I do 5? I think I have to come up like so. Like this. And then that's the 5, 3, that's 5. Then we do this. Is this right? The 4 has to go down, though. It has to move down like this. This is possible. I think this is fine. Yeah, that's it. All dark regions have area 5. If I did this, we'd have to do this all the way. Or this all the way. Whatever the case, these are all the same. Which means this would have to be a light cell. This would have to be like this. I'm just testing stuff out because I don't know. Ah, hold on. Let's start with this thing. Duh. This can't be light because then we'd have a region of 6. There you go. This has to be a dark cell. Now, only one of these can be a light cell. So it could be like that. Or it could be like this. Or it could be like this. So either way, that's dark cells. So we were correct with this color. This is going to be correct. Let's see, that has to be like so. This has to be like that. Oops. Okay, fun one. Wow, I've spent all my time here so far. I don't want to just be here for this whole episode. Are we kidding with this? I'm going to make a single loop or snake with black cells. There's 13 across here. Well, this 3 is already seeing everything that it's going to see. Can't have any of these be black cells. So this has to come through like this. There's no other way. The 6 now could be there or there. Hold on a second now. Hold on a second. These are blocked in. It could be blocked in this way. No, it's just going to make a loop. If this is like so, we have our dead ends here, though. We could do it that way. We could have our dead ends. Ah, no, because then we'd have to bring this up. We'd have to bring this up. And then we'd have to bring that around. So I think that has to be like so. Could we bring this as our dead end? No. I think nothing here can be a dead end. Or only one of these can be a dead end? Yeah, this has to be here, and then one of these two is the dead end. Which means it's either here or there. So, yeah, this is going to be like so, and then here. So it's either this or that. What do we do from there? Let's look. We're just missing 3. So if we did this, for instance, we'd be blocked. Which means that's... no, that could be a dead end. If this we blocked, that would block... actually, we can't do that anyway. That block. I think this is how we're going to go. Yeah, we can do it this way, so these will block it. Okay. This is confusing me. 3 is done. These are all white cells. This is gonna... Here, let's... Instead of starting here, let's start with these 22s. That'll block it, that'll block it. So those all have to be there. This 13 can only go one more space, so this has to be blocked. This blocks, this blocks, this blocks. So those have to be like so. Blockage, 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 blockage. This can only go 2 more spaces, so that is also blocked off. This blocks it, this blocks. Those have to be filled in. Those are filled in. But this can be like so. These 4s would overload, so we have to have this, overload, overload. This is forced. This would cause a problem. If this was a black cell, this would cause 3 dead ends we can't have. This would cause a pattern we can't have. Which means this is now complete. I don't know where the dead ends are, though, so I don't know where to fill it in. And in fact, there has to be a dead end up here, because this overloads it. And then here... it doesn't matter. Yet. Three. That's possible. If one of the dead ends is here, well, I still don't know if this comes all the way up around. But if there's a dead end here, this can't be a dead end. So that has to go through, for instance. Because if this is a dead end, we'd have to come all the way around. So that can't be. This can't be a dead end either. None of these could be dead ends. But this could be the dead end coming from this side just fine. This is just fine. Let's see about these darts. So far, this is all fine and dandy. Could this be... This can't be the dead end either, because then we'd have to bring this all around. So we actually do have to have this come out. In fact, can there be a dead end anywhere in here? If this is the dead end, we have to bring this through. So the question is, it can't go through here, it has to go around this way. So no matter what, this has to be like that. Okay. Getting somewhere. Getting somewhere. Getting somewhere. That has to come around. Okay, and then this. That's a good puzzle. I'm gonna give gold star. I don't like that one over there. I mean, I do. It's brilliant, but I don't like it. Connect all light cells, all dark regions of area 4. Okay. I can't connect. Connect all light cells means those will escape. This can't be a dark cell. This can't be a dark cell either. This could. If this wasn't a dark cell, it would be fine. Let's see. Like, if this was a dark cell, I mean, I could just do this. Okay. 4 stars. Let's do 3-star puzzles. You know what? This whole episode is just going to be here again. I just love this area. We're just here. No branching paths, I guess, here. That's got to be like that. Let's see. But they don't all have to connect, so otherwise this would be a dead end immediately. This can't go down that far, so it has to go over at least one. This can't go all the way over there, but we don't know anything more than that. Well, we can't do this. So this can only go over one space that way, so it does have to come down this far. If it does this, though, this forces that 5 to be like that. Which is fine. It's totally fine. It can do that. This can't happen, though. This is okay. 6 can go down quite a ways. Okay, the only ways to make 4. I can't do this. I can't make a T-shape. So if I do this, for instance, if I put this piece like this, I'd have to move it over like this, that, this, that. So I don't really have a knowledge of anything yet. Well, hold on. The 6 can't have all 3 directions, so it's either going to be here, here, here. Or it could go straight across. That's still possible. I need to narrow that one down. This is trouble, but it is doable. Yeah, I'm just guessing at that point what it should be. It can't be both of these, so this does have to move one space this way, which is going to block that off. It can be here or here, so I don't know for sure. This is fine, but this is also fine. No rules about dark squares, so... I mean, I can just bring that up. It doesn't matter, does it? I just can't have this come through. I don't have... Because I can bring this up here or here, and so I don't have a guaranteed spot to bring it. Here or there. Not both. And not both like that. Actually, if I do this, I would have to do this. So this... I think this does have to be like so. So that I don't make a double down there. Still don't know here. I still could do this. Or this. Well, this would force me to do all of that. So this can't go up this far. If it went up this far, it'd be fine. Actually, if this comes down, this would force this move here, because we couldn't make any sort of connection. And then, I don't know. 4, 4, 4, 3. 4. Well, this can't go down all the way. Go up. It can be here, or it can go this way and then go either side. This can only go out that far. It can only go up. It can be here, or it could be there, so I don't know. Lots of options. Well, if we had this option, we would end up with this. Does this help me in any way, shape, or form? I don't think this helps me. That has to go down 1. But if this goes out here, we're screwed. So it would have to go down, which would force this to be here. Force this to be like so. yeah, we're stuck with this point. So I think that is how far I had to go just to determine that the 6 is not going to be, it's going to come down. So the most it can go is 3. So that's guaranteed. So 5 could still go up there. But I think this is required. Because if I put the black cell there is where we run into trouble with the 4. So it might actually be that the 3 has to come out this far. Which means this has to go like so. Because I can move it like this, and then I can do this. Yep, I can do this, and then I can do... Sure. That was hard. I guess 2 more puzzles, and then we'll call it a day. Oh, this is huge. 1 symbol per light area. Okay. Connecting dark cells. Those can't connect, these cannot connect, these cannot connect, those cannot connect. So let's take care of the gimmies first. Those are not going to connect to each other. 1 symbol per light area. No connections. That's done. Let's see. Anything else? I get those don't connect, so that's done. That comes out, those don't connect. Okay, that comes out. This can't be there, that's gotta be a dark cell. These are dark cells. Oh, maybe not that one. That's possible. These have to get out because the dark symbols have to escape. Okay, where else am I gonna... Dark cells have to escape. Okay. That's coming out. Dark cells escape. Dark cells escape. That's fine there. This has to come down at least once. But it could go there, or it could be like that. This is possible, yeah. That's not. That's gotta escape. 4, 5, 6. Anything there is fine. Let's move around, look, see if we can find anything in this puzzle I can use. I also don't want black squares, so I have to keep that in mind. Those will escape, those will escape. Oh. Okay. That is going to be there. 5 of those. Okay. So far so good. Escape plan for you. No squares. No squares. That, maybe that doesn't escape, not sure. Maybe it goes out through here. But if this is true, it would have to connect to something, because 1 symbol per light area, so that does indeed go down. It could connect here, or it could be that way, I'm not totally sure. This is not good, because it has to connect to a symbol, because 1 symbol per light area, so that's a dark cell. Let's see, no squares here means If this is a light cell, where does it connect? So that's the light cell. That's gotta be a dark cell. That has to be a dark cell. No squares means one of these two has to be a light cell. Since it's that one, it's the only way I can get there, because this won't reach, and this won't reach. Uh-huh. That is that. I'm kind of digging this puzzle. It's not so much that it's hard, but it is just long. Just has a lot of steps, so it ends up feeling difficult. What's that? One of these two has to be a light cell. The only thing that reaches is this. Somebody. That's probably the 6. Not sure how yet. Might just be straight across, but it could also be like that. This has to escape. This could be blocked off here. I'm not totally sure. Let's see, any more of this kind of stuff we can get. Something here has to be a light cell, but it won't be the 2. Could be like this, or it could be like that, or this. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know which one it is. This 2 can move out this way. It would force this 2 up. No, if this 2 is here, this 2 is up, we have a square, so this actually has to be blocked like that. Means there's something in this space. This is possible, I think. Don't know for sure. Hold on, black cells have to escape. Then that's a dark cell. 1 symbol per light area. No squares. No squares, please. One of those 2. It's gonna be this one probably. Could be that. Don't know for sure quite yet. One of these 2. This one already has to escape. This can't be a light cell. No, it can be a light cell. It's just fine. Let's see. Where's our next step? 1, 2, 3, 4. Something in here. Oh, this has to escape. Dark cells have to escape. So this is complete. This could still be a light cell. This tells me this has to escape out this way, so the 4 comes this way, and we block it off. This is indeed how it goes. This has to escape. This has to escape. So that's a dark cell. Oh, that's correct. That's got to be a light cell. Yep, that's how that escapes. Yeah, they all gotta connect, so there we go. This is fine, this is fine. So is it this way, or like a mix of the 2? Oh, hold on, square right there. Let's get rid of that potential. One of these 2 is a light cell. The only thing that's going to reach is the 3, so it has to come up at least once. This could still come down, or this could go up. That's a square, so it has to come out to the 7. I think that's how they've done. Alright. So the 6 is going to come out this way for sure. Like so. Nice. Don't know this yet. Don't know this yet. Really close though. I've almost got this puzzle. Is there somewhere I can block the black cells? Do it here. Then I'd have to do that. That's fine. Those 2. One of those 2. So there's got to be some light cells in here, and the only thing it's going to reach is the 6. This can only reach that far. So among these 4, I think I have to go at least this far. I can go one more. This I definitely have to do. One of these 2. Well, one of these 2. So if I did this, I'd have to go this way. Which means I'd have to go this way. So this is going to come up, I think. I think that's forced now. That's a dark cell. That's gotta be this one. I could do this or that. If I did this, who's gonna hit that cell? So that is where it goes. That can't be a light cell, so there we go. Trouble, trouble, right here in River City. Oh boy. Let's take that. Let's take this. Let's take this. Let's just start going one by one. Okay, we're back. We're back in business. And we're in. Tricky puzzle. Oh boy, this has been a long one. And I still got one more left. Oh, 2 more. There's a 4-star puzzle there. Connect all dark cells. Don't make us... well, you have to make a snake pattern. Don't make branching paths. So this can go out one way, but it definitely has to come down through here. Where do we go from there? Here, here. Is there any way this 4 avoids this space? Let's see if I made that a dark cell. No. Nope. Nope. That's a light cell and belongs to this 4. And there's no more that way. The 4, this has to escape out that way. Which means this could be? No, because then we would have a problem. So this is a dark cell as well. I think that's the 4. The only way we can do that 4 there. I'm just guessing. Hopefully this works out. That. Hold on a second. How's the 7 gonna work? Let's take this back a step. How's the 7 getting out of here? This ain't gonna work. If I do this, I'm gonna force... What if I do it down this... Oh dear. This is 7. This is how the 7 works. Okay, so let's rethink this 4. It can't be like that. Now what do I do if this is how the 7 goes? This has to be a dark cell. This is fine, but I don't think that's going to be it, right? Oh, I can do this. What am I thinking? I can just do that. Uh-huh. I'm going to do it this way, because this is going to... That's not possible. This is 7. That's not going to make 7, which means this can't go there. that has to go like that. Okay, this is more complicated than I thought it would be on first glance. What if I just did this and then... I can't do it this way. I have to make it a single unbroken line. Okay. That's 8. Then we do this, and we're good. That's a fun one. Okay, now we're finishing up. Exactly one symbol per dark area. No two dark areas have the same shape and size. Okay. I don't need to connect all white cells, though. That's nice. So there's 2. The 3 can come up one space, but it has to go out. In fact, this has to be the 3. So the 4s, we're going to have 4 of our 5 tetrominoes. I could do an L here, a T here, an I here, and then an S? No, I can't do an S there. What if I did S, O, L, T? No. L, T. How does this work? Okay, I'm trying stuff out till it works. What's going on here? If this is an L, I can still make that an O. Can't make this an L or make this a Z? I want this to be the T. Z. Okay, this is how it's done. That wasn't too bad at all. It just required a bit of guessing. Alright, level 81 logic grids. So I'm just not doing this one. I mean, someday maybe we'll get it on a reload. So my original plan was to just kind of breeze through these and go somewhere else, but we didn't do that. So this entire episode was just this. Thanks for stopping by. I've been Key of W. Now get out of my house.